Nike, just do it. And then do it again, but add some red. What's going on, guys? Josh from soccerreviewsforyou.com, bringing you my review plus on-feet video of the brand new 2018 World Cup colorway, the Just Do It pack, Nike Magista Obra 2. A boot that honestly I did not think was going to release, because I was more so expecting Nike to release the next generation Magista just in time for the 2018 World Cup, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen now. So this might be the very last colorway of the Magista Obra 2. We'll take a closer look at the colorway, we'll talk tech specs and performance features, and basically go over what these things are all about. So if you're interested in learning more, please stick around and watch the entire video. And if you're interested in a pair of these for yourself, I'll leave a little pop-up on screen, or you can click the first link down below. That'll take you to the review page on my website, where you'll find buy it now links with exclusive SR4U coupon codes, where you'll be able to pick these up below their normal $275 retail price. I'm just noticing this now, but I figured you guys would want to see, there's a little bit of glue here at the front of the Flyknit collar in the elasticated part, and you can't really peel it off because it's kind of glued within all of the knitted material. Not really a big deal, but if you paid $275 for these and there was glue stuck to the collar that wasn't your fault, I guess you'd be pretty unhappy. If you guys do end up enjoying the video, don't forget to support it with a like. And if you're new here watching for the first time, don't forget to hit that subscribe button along with the little bell notification for daily videos on all the latest and greatest soccer gear. As far as extras go, all of the top end models in the Just Do It pack come in a special box. You can see it has the Nike Soccer / Nike Football / Nike Football / all kinds of different Nike branding in different languages scattered throughout the box. You'll also find this print on the boots themselves, but a pretty cool little extra detail. The string bag also features the same pattern, white and silver, with bright crimson / red strings to match the boots themselves. Really cool looking string bag. I'd give it a 8.63 out of 10. As far as the colorway is concerned, I have to say that these do look better in person, although if you're not a fan of mostly white boots, you're probably not going to like these. Now, it's pretty much white for the majority of the upper, including white exposed Flyknit for the collar, as well as across the top of the foot, which is going to get dirty very, very easily. It also has white laces with a little bit of a sparkle detail to it, and the Nike skin covering for the rest of the upper has this cool pearlescent finish to it, which does make these look a lot more premium in person than I was honestly expecting. A very subtle detail that I didn't even notice in the pictures at all is that in the heel area, especially on the lateral side, it has those same Magista stripes that we're used to seeing for the last several Magista Obra 2 colorways. Just like this one has, you can see white on bolt. This one is white on white. It's a very, very subtle detail, and it's not until you're very close that you can even see it. But it is nice that they included it there, because it is one of those extra details that you do get to see when you actually have the shoes in your hands. You're gonna notice that it does have the metallic gray Nike swoosh on either side, something you'll find across the entire line of this Just Do It pack. And then the accent color here is bright crimson red, which outlines the Nike swoosh. Then you have the bright crimson chrome sole plate. A chrome sole plate is something we've never seen on a Magista Obra 2. We're seeing it for the first time here, and it is a wearable finish. Looks quite good, and if I'm comparing it to any other boot from Nike, remember these red and black Flyknit Ultras that we got? This is pretty much the same finish or same coloring to the sole plate, where it is technically red, but you can see it kind of reflects like a gold, orange, oil slick type color. It looks a little bit different just because there's a different pattern. This is very smooth. This has a lot of texturing to it, but in person, trust me when I say that's kind of the color of the Obra, the same color we had on the Flyknit Ultra, which honestly, I think that this is probably one of the best looking boots ever. These look quite good as well, just quite a bit different. As far as other details you're gonna find here, it is of course part of the Just Do It pack, and part of this pack is this triangle you find on the back of the heel, exclusive to the top end models. This triangle made up of 32 individual lines representing the 32 teams participating in the 2018 World Cup. And then of course you can see it has the Magista logo and a Nike swoosh there at the bottom. And then if you look really, really closely, again, you're gonna find that Nike football print that you find on the box and string bag across the back as well, which again is a subtle detail, but one that I think goes a long way. Overall, I really like the way that these look, but But let me know what you guys think down below in the comments of this video. When it comes to performance, it seems like people tend to get most excited about whatever the latest and greatest new model is, and the Magista Obra 2 has been around for the better part of about 2 years now, so people are not super hyped on these anymore, but they're still extremely capable and truly one of the best boots on the market right now, especially if you're looking for something with a knitted upper. I would say out of all the Flyknit boots from Nike at the moment, the Magista Obra 2 is definitely the most simple, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. The Flyknit upper as a base is pretty straightforward. It's relatively thin, it's soft, it's sock-like, it's flexible, it feels quite good. It even utilizes flywire cables running through the base of the sole, through the upper, into the lacing system on both the lateral and medial side. Very subtle element, you don't really see it too much on the shoe, but it does a really big job in terms of holding your foot in place and securing everything, giving you a much more responsive sensation from this boot than I think you might expect. But the signature feature here is definitely the 3D texturing that you can see very clearly across the entire upper. And that 3D texturing really does offer this dampened sensation that you would almost expect from a leather shoe, but with the feel and touch on the ball of something a lot thinner. So it's padded without actually feeling padded, if that makes any sense at all. It's very unique in terms of how it feels, and truly one of the best knitted upper experiences that money can buy right now, in my opinion. Nike skin covering on top, just so it's not overly slick, not really much in the way of added grip, and then of course ACC all conditions control as your wet control element, which some people love, some people hate, some people think it doesn't do anything. I am one of the people that just doesn't think it's all that important. Anyways, central lacing system, you could argue that the laces are pushed slightly to the medial side, but for the most part, it kind of feels and looks like it's right down the middle to me. And then of course, you have the mid-cut collar, this being pretty much the only Flyknit model on offer from Nike right now, because now we have the Superfly and the Vapor, and then obviously the Phantom 3 low and mid. This is only available as a mid. Luckily, I think that this is still the best collar on offer from Nike. I really like how contoured it is. It's the best fit out of all the DF collars, and the fit in the heel, while not quite as good as the new Superfly, I would say, it's still quite comfortable, and general discomfort in this area of the heel, which is a common issue for a lot of mid-cut Nike boots, I really didn't find that to be an issue for myself personally with the Magista Obra 2 in general. So from a comfort standpoint, being a mid-cut Nike boot, honestly, I think that these are relatively comfortable and require minimal break-in time. At the rear, you'll find an internal plastic heel counter, has a really nice synthetic suede liner with a decent amount of padding. It does, of course, have a removable insole, which has seen a little bit of evolution from the original colorways of the Obra 2, in that it does have the Nike Grip liner now, which honestly just feels like regular mesh. This is a kind of a gimmicky thing in my opinion. Doesn't really feel like anything special. And then it's a single layer of yellow foam with pour-on inserts in the forefoot as well as in the heel. So very, very similar, if not identical, to what you'll find on the Nike Tiempo Legend 7 Elite. As far as the sole plate and stud pattern is concerned, pretty straightforward in all honesty. It's a relatively normal plastic, good flexibility, feels solid under feet, nothing too fancy there. And then of course the firm ground stud pattern, which is, I would say, out of all the Nike silos right now, the least aggressive. It's very stable. It does perform well, but it's not super aggressive in terms of the outright bite that it provides. I think most people are not going to have any issues with it. Just don't expect it to feel like anything particularly different in comparison to something like a Mercurial, which really does feel very unique in comparison to everything else out there. And then of course, the weight. A lot of people probably would expect these to weigh a lot more than they do. In a size 9.5 US, they weigh in at about 7.5 ounces. So pretty much on par with all the other top end models out there. Do you have lighter options? Yes, technically you do, but if you're looking for a lightweight feel in general, you're definitely gonna get it from the Obra 2. All right, so as you can see, I swapped out the stock white laces, which look really good with all white boots, for some red reflective SR4U replacement laces, which perfectly accent the red on the swoosh as well as on the sole plate. Works really well with the colorway. But let's face it, these white laces are going to get dirty really quickly. These darker red ones are going to look relatively clean, or at least stay red for a much longer time. So it accents nicely, and they're going to make your boots look not quite as dirty, which is a win-win. So if you're looking for something different, you can get some SR4U laces for yourself at www.sr4ulaces.com. There'll be a little pop-up on screen, as well as a link down below in the description. So if you're interested in a pair for yourself, be sure to go ahead and check that out. On feet, the Magista Obra 2s feel really good. With all the mid-cut shoes from Nike, you have to be aware of the heel area just because it is a slightly different cut and shape because of the mid-cut design, but honestly, I never really had too many issues with these as far as breaking them in is concerned. The upper feels relatively thin, but still has that soft, kind of sock-like sensation, even more so once you get a couple wears in. And despite being so thin, it feels really solid and responsive on your feet because of those fly-wire cables when you pull the laces tight. As far as the overall width and shape is concerned, they're actually probably the widest boots from Nike as far as Flyknit uppers are concerned. So if you do have wider feet or just don't like a super tight fit in general, you're probably gonna like the way that these fit. I would say that they will fit most people, although keep in mind that they aren't gonna stretch all that much. And as far as sizing is concerned, I'm wearing a size 9.5 US, which fits a little bit tighter than normal. I would say that the Magista Obra 2 runs about a half a size small. So if you are looking to order a pair for yourself, coming from the Mercurial line as example, it might be a good idea to go a half size up. But ultimately it does come down to personal preference. I would say for most people though, going a half size up for the best possible fit is probably the safest thing to do. So in conclusion, I think that the Magista Obra 2 is still an awesome option as a top-end model. It's still very unique in terms of what it has on offer. If you like the whole mid-cut Flyknit thing, this is legitimately one of the best options you have right now. And if you like this particular colorway, I definitely think that they look very good in person and you'll be really happy with them. Just don't expect them to stay as white as they are out of the box because they'll be extremely difficult to keep clean. Also, this is more than likely the last colorway of the Magista Obra 2. We'll see what happens with that in the near future. Either way, great boots, highly recommended. Anyways, guys, that is it for my review. Again, if you're interested in a pair, you can click the first link down below. That'll take you to the review page on my website where you'll find buy it now links with exclusive SR4U coupon codes where you'll be able to pick these up below their normal $275 retail price. If you have any questions, as always, leave them down below in the comments and I'll do my best to get an answer out to you as soon as I possibly can. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to support it with a like. Subscribe if you haven't already for daily videos on all the latest and greatest soccer gear. You can find all my social media information linked down below in the description as well. Other than that, guys, hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, thanks for watching.